Today I want to talk about living in the end. Let's see what this is, how you do it, and how you stay there. Because I saw a lot of people that have the impression that they fall out of a state. Girl, you cannot fall out of anything because your existence itself, you're the state itself. You're just blinding yourself from seeing it because you judge your ability to live in the end by things that happened on the outside, like whatever your SP says, your bank account says, and at some point also based on your own feelings and thoughts. You think if you have doubts, that must mean you're not living in the end. And you just, you are living in the end, but you just take yourself from there and you place yourself in some other end by doing that. Okay, I'm going to explain in detail. I think I'm also going to mention how I manifested one of my proudest examples of an SP, okay? And I think I'm also going to talk about the bridge of incidences and what this is also. Anyway, girl, I don't have a script for these videos. I just allow the inspiration to talk through me. So I don't know exactly how it's going to be structured, okay? I don't have a structure, okay? Anyways, let's just dive in. So first things first, what is living in the end? Well, before I can explain to you what living in your desired end means, I have to explain to you what living in a whatever end is. And living in a certain end means living in a certain place in consciousness. I talked about states a little bit in yesterday's video about thoughts and feelings, and I was telling you that is the state that manifests, not your thoughts, not your feelings, not anything else, because all this is 3D. Yeah. What actually manifests is your identification with whatever you think and assume that's happening. Let me explain. So, my love, you're all things. You're this formless awareness that is everything, your existence itself. But in order for you to be able to experience the world of matter, you have to take different forms. So you're all forms, you don't have a determined form at the same time, but in order for you to be able to experience whatever, you have to take that form. Yeah. So a state of being is made out of your precious awareness, that's I am, and then the assumption or whatever you're aware of being, or whatever you're aware that's happening. So a state, again, it's I am plus whatever assumption. This is what they mean also when they say self-concept or identity. It's actually the place you occupy in consciousness. Out of all things you can be, you choose to be this one. Maybe you chose to be whatever you are right now unconsciously. But this is what actually manifests, okay? What you identify strongly with. And for you to understand even better, let's look at an example from your own life where you're doing great. So for example, in my case with friendships, okay? I identify strongly with somebody that can make friends pretty easy, pretty quickly. I know about myself to be someone intriguing, so people are always coming my way. I don't know how to explain this. You can place me in a village of 30 people. Let me tell you, I'm gonna find friends there, and even love interests, okay? Some people have a hard time with this one, okay? Like, even if they live in huge cities, they find it difficult to find friends or love interests, or it all boils down to your identity, to who you are aware of being, who you say you are, okay? Your state of being. If I change my mind, then I say, oh, I cannot make friends, then I start occupying that place in consciousness. Do you get my drill here? And then in turn, it's going to be hard for me to make friends. We change our mind about who we are all the time. So this is why I also say in some of my content that you don't have to work on your self-concept. What? You're already all things. Just select You're not broken. You don't have to fix anything about yourself. Just change your mind about who you are. It's so easy, I promise. And when you make this change of mind, don't get me wrong, you don't. Listen, I understand. So far, you've been taking your definitions of who you are from your 3D, basically. You think, listen, I thought I was not so smart because I did not finish college. So I was not so smart while I was thinking that I'm not so smart. And look at me now, the hell. You may think you're not attractive because you look back at your dating history or at what you think society standards are. We always take our definitions from the outside. And this keeps us somehow in a vicious cycle because, especially if you're manifesting what you don't want, because let's say I want to make more money. If I want to make more money, it's because I'm not pretty happy. I'm not happy with what's happening right now with the money I'm making. So if I keep on looking on the outside to know if I am making more money or not, I doom myself a little bit to go in circles. So I look on the outside, not enough money. I take that definition of myself and I keep on pushing that out, keep on looking on the outside, keep on defining me the same way all over again. And this is what creates patterns, right? So back to the states of being or self-concept or whatever you want to call them, it's just that. Who do you say you are? Do you say you are somebody that's in no contact with a specific person? Yeah, I understand you don't have contact in 3D, but if you want to manifest contact with your specific person, you will have to leave the 3D aside. Like, you will have to stop identifying so hardly and so strongly with this circumstance that you don't have communication. Because as long as you keep on looking at, we don't have communication, keep on defining yourself based on this, you keep on pushing it out. Meaning, the more you do this, the longer you stay in no contact. Make sense? Now, how to live in the end, in your desired end? We established that you're always in whatever end. Now, how to live in your desired end and what it implies? I also thought that living in my wish fulfilled meant lying to myself. Self-deceit, delulu. No, girl, no. Let me explain. So when I manifested Gomez, and I know you know about Gomez, and I know maybe you're sick of this example, but I don't care. My channel, hear me out. When I manifested this man, I was fully aware on a logical level that there was no such guy in my surroundings, in my life, let alone someone with these exact characteristics that Gomez had and I wanted to manifest in a man, right? So on a logical level, I could see perfectly that I did not have a man in my house. Before I thought I have to convince myself of that, yeah? Like, I have to convince myself that I have in 3D the thing that I want. And I was doing it wrong. This is not how you do it. This is, my love, living in your wish fulfilled is more of a knowing than a perceiving or a conviction on a logical level. You know this thing that you want, it's already a thing. It's already a reality, a possibility. And you don't bother with the 3D. It's like, yeah, whatever, I don't have it in 3D, so what? I decide I occupy this state of being no matter what. So what did I do? I used to go in my imagination and see a guy with a certain personality traits and that he was doing all the things that I wanted him to do. Yeah, I wanted a romantic guy. I wanted to be showered with attention, to be celebrated, to be loved, to be all this good stuff. Yeah. So I went in my imagination and I gave myself exactly that, fully knowing that I did not have a guy like this in my reality. But I couldn't be bothered by it, okay? It was for the first time when I actually gave myself exactly what I needed without the fear of what if it doesn't happen and I'm gonna get a rude awakening. This was a fear that stayed with me, for a long time. I was so afraid to honor myself and give myself exactly what I wanted, the experience, I mean. Because of this, I was afraid that what if it doesn't happen, then I'm just, wasting my time and I'm gonna be very disappointed. This time was different because the craving of attention and affection and all this was so big. I was so sick of not having this that I just gave it to myself just for the enjoyment, for the sake of the experience. And it was easy for me to go in my imagination and see this faceless guy, because I couldn't see his face, to see this faceless guy that was doing all the things that I wanted him to do. It was an inner felt experience, like somebody coming and hugging you. You know how that feels, right? So it was very easy for me to go in my imagination because it was far more fun than my boring 3D life. And I did it for myself. I didn't do it to make something happen on the outside, to manifest the guy. I just did it for myself. I knew, though, if I persist in this place in consciousness, something will show up eventually. Somebody will come along that's gonna be just this. But the motive was not getting the guy. The motive was getting myself, fulfilling myself. And 3 weeks in, and he showed up. And then the bridge of incidence was also a bit wild, because I'm gonna talk about this later on. But this is like living in the end. You can use a method for it. I don't consider actually that I was doing a method, because I was not doing something to get something. You can use a method, or you can plain decide. That's why you hear me all the time saying decide, decide, decide. I also realized that when I say decide, some people don't understand what happens in my brain. So for me, deciding I'm somebody new, it's instantaneous. It's an instantaneous change of mind. From that moment on, I see myself as such. Let me give you an example. So let's say that you saw some shoes online that you want to buy, For me, deciding would be, I already have those shoes. It's like paying for the shoes, So listen, I don't even know how to explain this mind shift, but I'm gonna try. So after I bought the pair of shoes, now I'm Alexandra with a pair of shoes. Prior this, I was Alexandra without a pair of shoes. So I don't have to see the shoes to know they're mine. I pay for them, and it's a done deal. They are mine now, even if I don't have them in my 3D world yet. Do you get my drill? So this is the mind shift. Before I bought them like 5 minutes ago, I was Alexandra without shoes. And now I am Alexandra with these shoes. So virtually my reality stays the same, kind of, but mentally I'm in another space, in another place, occupying another, state of being. Now I'm Alexandra with shoes. Or when you make your reservation in advance for your next holiday. When you decide, it's like this. Think of the decision as you paying for the reservation. Prior to making a decision, you were somebody that was not going on a holiday. Now you're somebody that goes on a holiday. Do you get what I mean? And you don't need proof of that. It's like you don't need to be there to know that you're gonna go. I don't know how to explain it better. I'm so sorry. This is the difference. This is the switch that happens in my head when I say decide. I'm automatically making the switch internally. It's like, hey, I'm Alexandra with the shoes. Hey, I'm Alexandra that makes, 30, 50,000 a month. I don't have to see it. It's a deeper knowing. Okay? And then I just stay there. How do I stay there? How do I stay in my wish fulfilled, in my desired end? Well, I don't make anything mean that I'm not there. I don't care if I have clients, for example. Let's talk money, I don't care if 1 day or 2 days or a week or a month I don't have clients. I don't allow that to change my definition of who I am. I don't care. So what if I don't have a client today? Does it mean that I stop being a coach? That I stop being who I say that I am? No. So what if my SP said something to me? Or what if we are in no contact? I don't care. Then I don't know how to explain this, but I detach completely from 3D. Detaching in the sense that I don't consider it anything that's happening in 3D anymore. It has nothing to do with my end. I know that whatever my SP says or whatever the situation between me and him is, I know it's also, I generated this somehow, and I stopped spending time in it. Yeah, I stopped spending time in I'm in no contact, or I had a fight, or he's dating someone else. I stopped literally spending time in this state of being, and I move straight to my desired end. And I really don't care. You're gonna get better at this the more you understand the law and the more you practice it in all areas of life, because then you see it's automatic, it's a guarantee. Whoever I say that I am, I am. Like, I'm gonna see it in myself internally, and then it's gonna be translated into physical events as well. So I don't mind if I created a third party, let's say. It doesn't happen anymore, but before I used to create a lot of third parties from the assumption that all men cheat. So who do I say I am? All men cheat? Yeah. So why are you surprised when it happens? So instead of spending time in what I don't like, in what I see, I just know, okay, I created this, whatever. I go mentally in where I want to be. I see my SP the way I want him to be. I see my money situation. I change my mind about what's happening. And once you change your mind, this mental shift will make you observe and notice things that were hidden in plain sight for you. If you don't have communication with your SP right now, of course, I'm not telling you try to observe the communication in 3D. Observe it inside you. You do have communication. You talk to this person all the time. Maybe you send them to hell. Maybe you're furious or upset with them or whatever, but you talk to your person all the time. So there's no such thing as no communication ever. So just decide who you are from now on, fully knowing that you're all things. This is my anchor point. I know I'm all things. So I must be also this one. I must be also this one. The only thing that's impossible is non-existence. You cannot not be. And when I say you cannot not be, I mean be all things, yeah? Because when you say I am, you actually say I am one with all existence. I am existence itself. And existence as infinity, it implies all things. You get me? The only impossible thing is non-existence. You just cannot not be. You can't. Maybe you're not aware right now of being that which you want, because you're telling yourself you're not, but that doesn't mean you're not. And also something very important here. Realize all possibilities, all realities exist independent of your interaction with them, what you think about them, if you believe in them or not. Meaning, you and your SP is a possibility among infinite others. You married to this person, or you together, or whatever your end is, yeah? This possibility exists. It's here. And no amount of doubting will erase it. No amount of negative thoughts, or you telling yourself that you're ruining something, sorry. No amount of this can actually inflict anything on that reality. That reality has to exist just like the one in which you don't have your SP. They need each other in order for this duality world to make sense, to be perfect. If only one possibility would cease to exist, the world of duality and form and matter, bye-bye. Because you cannot have almost everything. There must be, if there's A, there must be minus A, and everything in between, okay? So, in other words, your desired end, You are already it. And the only requirement for you is actually to become aware that you are it. That's all. I know the way you understood manifestation so far, like if I want to manifest something, I have to do something for it. Look at what this implies, girl. So when you're doing a technique to get something in 3D, you're basically saying, I'm making these affirmations or these imaginal acts to get what I already am. You are all things. There's no condition on existence whatsoever. So why place a condition in between you and your desired end or desired or fulfilled desire? Like, I have to do a method. If I don't say my affirmations, I don't get it. Why? You're telling yourself this. Why? What? You're making some affirmations for what you already are? Makes no sense. Just become aware that you are it now. Wow, I'm this person that makes this much money a month. Wow, I'm this person that's with this SP, married or whatever. Wow, I'm this healthy person. I just become aware of the thing that I want, but really aware, like, oh my God, I'm this right now also. How cool. Because also with manifestation techniques, girl, if you're using them as a condition to get what you want, realize the following. Now you're not in your wish fulfilled, you're in a process to make that happen. Do you see it? In a process of making it happen. So how can it happen if you're in a process of making it happen? If what matters the most is your state of being and what you're aware of, if you're aware that you're in a process trying to make it happen, you stay in a process until you change your mind. So you don't need a middleman. You don't. I'm telling you right now. You're overcomplicating stuff. I know you say, but I don't have a strong faith for now. Girl, this won't help because it's gonna take a lot longer. Maybe some stuff are gonna show up, like the opposite is gonna show up, and you're gonna convince yourself this doesn't work. You won't gain more faith by doing things half-assed. You get my drill? You're gonna get the opposite effect. Let's talk about the bridge of incidences quick here before I forget. So the bridge of incidences, as Neville calls it, is this sum of events that starts happening the moment you claimed you are what you want to be. You cannot predict these events, okay? In my case, for example, when I manifested Gomez, I met the guy the same week that he found out about his father, that he has a health condition, and he canceled his plans of going to another country. So I met him on Friday, and I think Tuesday or something like that, he found out about his father's condition, and he decided to cancel his traveling plans. Do you think in 1,000 years I could guess how I'ma met this man? No, it's not your business. Everything is gonna be sorted out for you in the best way possible, the path of least resistance. Okay? You don't have to figure this out. But from the moment you decide you are it, you're living in your end. There's movement. Even if you cannot see it, things start to rearrange themselves in order for you to get what you say you are. Living in the end is effortless. And you also get a sense of peace. Like, you're gonna notice if you do it right, you don't need any more external proof or validation. It's something bold, girl. It's like, I am this, no matter what. I am in a relationship with my SP. I don't have to see it. I don't have to force myself to believe it. I know that possibility exists, is in the quantum field, if you want. I don't want to use these exotic names, okay, fancy names for stuff, because then people have this tendency to, I don't like it. But anyways, that possibility exists and is here right now. No matter what I think about it, no matter if I do anything with it, no matter my interaction with it, it exists already and it's going to exist until the end of times, let's say. So I just claimed it. Wow, I'm already this. How cool. And then you're going to see that the need for validation, for proof stops. The need to check their social media also stops. The need to chase anything stops. Because it's this deeper knowing, oh my God, I'm also this. Let me just be. And I am it. And then depends only on me if I stay in the state, let's say. Because if I don't let anything convince me otherwise, I am there. Well, I am it anyways, but I can move in circles or blind myself when I tell myself I'm not it. You're still it, but you cannot see it. Jesus, I have a hard time explaining this. It's so easy. The more I try to explain, the more complicated it looks like, but it's so easy. So let's recap a little bit before we wrap things up. So living in the end, you're always living in some end or another because this end is just a state of being. You are exactly where you are in consciousness. That's it. How to live in the desired end? Well, you just claim it. Because you know you are all things, so you must be also this. So just let me claim it. I am it right now because I say so. How to stay in the wish fulfilled? Well, look at your world through these eyes. Now you're the person who has the shoes. And don't make anything mean, because it's still you who gives meanings to stuff in your reality. So don't make anything mean that you're not. That's all you have to do. Not even your thoughts or feelings or doubts. So what if you have doubts? Do you think any amount of doubt can erase that possibility from existence? No, it just keeps you blind from it. That's all. It's still there, but you don't see it. You're just blinding yourself and moving in circles, even if it's in front of you. Do you have to work to get to your desired end, to the self-concept? No, girl, there's no work to do. There's absolutely no work to do. It's a decision. It's a choice. I pick this and I am it. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing you have to fix about yourself. Okay, if you got some undesirable results so far, yeah, it was from your previous state of being, but you don't have to work from that old state to get to your new state. There's a jump. There's not work to be done here. Because you don't have to convince yourself of nothing. You don't have to convince yourself you're beautiful and a magnet and all these nice things. You just claim them. And automatically, the moment you claim them, that's how you're going to see your reality. That's how you're going to label how people treat you. Before, you just labeled people's treatment otherwise. That's all. That's all. And then the moment you claim something for yourself, you're already on that bridge of incidence. You're already on it. The bridge of incidence pertains to the 3D world and what we kind of see, yeah? It looks like one event takes you to another one and another one, and finally the big reveal, okay? But you are it in the very moment you claimed it. Because you were already it even before you claimed it. But now you're just becoming aware of being that, so you're gonna start pushing out just that. Okay, girl, I think I'm done. I hope I did a great job explaining this. I have nothing left to say. Thank you for being here and bye-bye.